Carl Nassib announced on Monday that he is gay, and he has had widespread support from within and without the National Football League. His jersey, according to Fanatics, the highest selling across all Fanatics platforms since he made that announcement. And, that's good. It just shows you the impact. It shows you the message. It shows you the pride that people feel from him and the positive impact it can make on the lives of others who are wrestling with. And, I've heard from some people, and because I've said, look, the NFL is 50 years behind the rest of society, and everywhere else it's easy. I heard from a couple people said it's really not easy. It's not as easy as you think. There are still pockets.
Definitely. That's what I hope I was trying to explain yesterday.
You still dread letting people know who you are because of how they're going to react. And it's a shame that that's the case, but I guess I'm really not surprised by that. Depending upon where you live, I guess I could see that still being an issue. And that's so I get it. But the NFL is still behind. The locker room has always been behind the rest of society.
Yeah, 100%. Always been behind the rest of society in that conversation. But, I think as we're seeing here, and like you explained yesterday, that even the NFL society has taken major steps in the last 10 or 15 years with the support he's gotten from his own teammates, other people around the NFL, things like that. But, yeah, is he still going to have people in that locker room that are going to be, side-eyeing him a little bit? And some coaches who – of course, are old school and haven't adjusted their thoughts or whatever else, maybe super religious. That's another aspect that goes on in the NFL. There's a lot of, very religious people involved in that. I'm not saying right or wrong, but we know at times that can be judged with that. So there's a lot there, and that's where it's incredibly courageous that he's put himself out here on a limb like this, and it's good. I'm not trying to say that, but yeah, there's going to be some negativity and some obstacles to overcome because of this as well.
I think that's the most challenging part of this, to the extent that there are people who have genuinely held religious beliefs that maybe they don't articulate because they understand it's not a popular thing to articulate.
Yeah.
But people who genuinely believe that it is a sin, that the Bible forbids it. And my approach has always been, I don't care what you do, more elbow room for me in heaven. I don't care. Make your own decision as to which commandments you're going to follow or not. But there is an element that not only believes it's a sin, but feels compelled to tell you that you're a sinner and to view you differently because you're doing something that they regard as a sin. Well, it's not. I don't really think it's my business if someone else is sinning. That's just the way I view things.
Yeah.
But you could see a sliver of the NFL overall environment that not only thinks privately, well, that's a sin, but also feels compelled to judge on top of it. That's where it becomes, I think, very tricky and very delicate. And I get back to, the owners need to step in. Yeah, because this is another conversation altogether.
Yeah.
But religion has no business in an NFL locker room either. I'm sorry, it doesn't. I cringe every time. When people think you're anti-Christian when you say this, I'm not. I'm Christian. But I also practiced law for 20 years. And I also believe in the First Amendment. And I believe in separation of church and state. And I believe that you should not be required to be a Christian to be on a football team.
Agreed.
And there are too many times where the message is, we want Christians on this team. That's not how it should be, folks. That's not how it should be.
No, it definitely should not be. I'm with you. I never felt comfortable with that aspect of the NFL locker room when they did have something like that, in there where it was like, again, not that I'm not the most religious person. I grew up in a Catholic household, but yeah, I'm not right now. Nor did I want to really hear about it when I was at work, to your point. I didn't. Nor did I want to be judged maybe because I didn't get in a special group in the locker room to get on a knee and pray. Like I didn't, And then, so the locker room's a weird place. It's all over the place, and it is a little bit of a, microcosm of, like you talked about already, what we have in our country. Yeah, you're going to have pockets of the locker room and be like, okay, yeah, he's gay. Who cares? Like, I don't care. I mean, there's probably other gay guys in the locker room, and I probably have gay friends that I don't know about or whatever. But then you're going to have others in that locker room who are, they're not going to say it, but they're going to have their own little group that is not going to love it. And they'll be cordial and, hey, Carl, and all that, but I don't think they're going to be inviting them over to barbecues or anything like that either.
Years ago, I had a case against a business where that forced Christianity just oozed from management throughout the entire organization, and there was an employee who wasn't on board with it, and when that employee got fired, we made them understand what is permitted and not permitted in a workplace, and there is a wall that needs to be respected. But we're mentioning all this because I think we've identified the one way that this can still be a problem for Carl Nassib in an NFL locker room if ownership, general manager, team president aren't willing or able to make sure the head coach understands what should and shouldn't be going on in his locker room.
Yeah.
That's it, plain and simple.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.